Welcome back. I'm Sheila. I'm a national virtual coach for Weight Watchers, and I've lost about 40 pounds on my Weight Watchers journey. Today, we're going to talk about the mistakes that slowed my progress down and the mistakes that I see so many Weight Watchers making every single day. None of these are about shame. These are the lessons you only learn, I believe, after years on this journey, the ups and the downs, the plateaus, losing 46 pounds, gaining some back, losing again, and learning even more. And let me just say this up front. One of the mistakes I'm sharing today caused me to regain after losing the 46 pounds. And it took me months, dare I say years, to figure out what was actually happening. And we're going to go into that in a minute here. Mistake number one, relying too much on movement for me walking instead of building food skills. Okay, walking is incredible for your mental health, digestion, energy, stress reduction, longevity. Walking is medicine. But here's the part that I want to warn you about because nobody warned me about it. Walking can support weight loss, but it can't replace your food skills. So when I was at my lowest weight, I was walking 3 or 4 miles a day and every single day. And it worked until my life shifted and then it didn't work anymore. My back went out. I've had periods where my anxiety went up. My movement just had to drop. My eating habits weren't strong enough to carry me when walking wasn't available to me. So this is something that I see constantly. People trying to use movement to earn food, relying on step counts to cancel out overeating, assuming that walking alone is going to keep the weight off. No portion awareness, no backup plan if you can't move. Movement is my supporting actress role that gets the award, but food skills are the Oscar-winning leading role. The moment that this clicked for me is when everything changed. So here's a guiding question that I asked myself that might help you. If I couldn't walk for a month, would the way that I'm eating still support my goals? That question is the reset that you might need and then to make adjustments. Mistake number two, not managing my emotional state. Still, at 43 years old, this one hit me hard past year. My divorce finalized. A extremely close family friend passed away suddenly. I would say in winter, my nervous system completely crashed. I was overwhelmed. I was exhausted. I was emotionally raw. And here's the part that most people don't realize. When your nervous system is dysregulated, your weight loss will be dysregulated. Because when your system is overloaded, hunger cues misfire, fullness cues misfire, cravings skyrocket, planning feels impossible, tracking becomes inconsistent. You grab the fastest comfort you can find. Grazing becomes automatic. This is not a lack of your willpower. This is just basic human physiology. So if this sounds like you, hear me when I say this. You're not failing. Your nervous system, your nervous system is just louder than your hunger cues. I carried a lot of guilt. Guilt for resting, guilt for lying down, guilt for not walking, guilt for not just pushing through. What healed me and what got me back on track with WW and picking up the pace in my WW journey was rest. Lying down with a book, turning the stimulation off, giving my body room to come back online. And now emotional regulation, although I still fight it, it's not optional for me. It is a key piece in my weight loss journey, as essential as tracking and portion awareness. I can't lose weight from a place of survival mode. I can only lose weight from a place of safety. So there's days when I lay down and I have to read a book for like 1 or 2 hours. And that is productive use of my weight loss journey time. Mistake number 3, thinking healthy foods don't count or didn't count. This one humbled me fast. So for a long time, I believed that if something was healthy, blueberries, popcorn, brown rice, avocado, big whole grain pasta kick, that these foods, oh, brown rice too, that they didn't count the same way as other foods. And at a higher weight, I got away with this volume type eating of these foods. But eventually, volume eating, even these healthy foods, slowed my progress to a crawl, dare I say, a standstill. What did it cause me? It caused me constant grazing, blood sugar spikes, afternoon crashes, cravings, digestive issues, sleep disruption, hunger misfires, portion creep ups. And the wake up call for me is when I started tracking my blood sugar, everything suddenly made sense. I remember eating what I thought was a normal portion of whole grain pasta and watching on my little monitor my blood sugar spike super high. I'm not a diabetic, but I was monitoring it. So I stared at the monitor and I thought, oh, this explains so much, because when my blood sugar spikes, my hunger spikes, my craving spike, my anxiety spikes, my panic attack symptoms increase, my energy plummets. So a huge bowl of grapes might be 0 points. But if it spikes my blood sugar and leads to my blood sugar tanking, which then causes me to have a panic attack, it's not worth it to me. So healthy foods still have calories, still have an impact on our insulin, still affect our emotional stability, can still dysregulate can still dysregulate hunger if the volume of these foods is too high. We talked about in videos that 0 point foods are not free. They are tools, but they still need awareness. And that was the shift for me, that food isn't something I'm going to fear, but it's something I must massively respect. And that mindset changed everything for me and kickstarted my progress back up again. Mistake number 4, chasing the goal weight too hard. I told you earlier, there was a mistake that caused me to regain weight. And this is that one that I hinted at. When I got close to my goal weight, everything started tightening up. The pressure, the anxiety, the perfectionism, the comparison, the fear of messing up. And every weigh-in felt like this test. Every fluctuation that I had felt like a failure. Every stall felt like I'm doing something wrong. And I started to crack under my goal weight pressure. And here's what I didn't understand back then. When you don't know what to tweak, being close to a goal feels terrifying, right? Because the scale is going to get quieter. And your body is going to require smarter, smaller adjustments. You can't outrun any inconsistencies anymore. And if you don't know how to adjust your journey, fine-tune it, you may panic. So the goal weight can become this loud voice in the room that disconnects you from what actually matters on your journey. So here's what I measure as top priority. Where's my energy level at? My digestion, my anxiety, my emotional steadiness, my panic frequency symptoms, my routine consistency, and ironically, focusing on my well-being stabilized my weight far better than chasing the scale, which kept making my weight go up. Chasing the number made me this frantic person. What's wrong with me? But chasing my well-being made me consistent. What's going right with me? So my eyes are still on my weight loss goal. I'm not forcing it. I'm letting clarity show me the next tweak. And my body's going to tell me when I'm ready. I'm going to have the Oprah aha moment. Like, this is what I need to do next. I'm doing it right now. I'm focusing on researching Chinese herbal medicine and warm beverages. And I'm like going to this another level of my weight loss journey that's making the scale go down. Mistake number 5, not respecting portion. For years, I kept saying, I'm eating healthy. But the truth was my environment was portioning for me and not in a good way. Here's what that looked like. Using giant bowls, oversized plates, serving dinner family style, snacks that I would leave out on the counter, grazing as I cooked, eating while scrolling my phone, grabbing food because I had it out, it was visible, taking seconds because the pan was still warm on the stove and I maybe didn't really want to clean it up. None of this was about hunger. None of this was about emotion, which we talked about. It was simply just a lack of structure. Because when you don't design your environment intentionally, guess what? Your environment designs your portions for you. So, what changed everything for me was building just simple systems. I reach for the smaller plates and bowls, they're up close. I use smaller serving utensils. When I reach for my nut zero, I grab like a little teaspoon spoon. I plate my food instead of grazing. Leftovers I put away before I start eating. Trigger foods live out of sight in the garage or in single servings. I pre-portion things that I historically overeat, or I measure them and I Sharpie on the container the point value. Restaurant meals, I've got a plan. Split it with somebody else. Snacks, I don't eat them straight from the bag. And my food scale is always at the ready. I measure 4 ounces of my lean steak. I measure half a serving of my pasta and mix it in with zucchini noodles. I measure my cheese, non-negotiable. So these systems mean that I don't have to think about portioning too much. My environment is doing the work for me. Portion control, I can't have that be about willpower because I'm stressed out. I don't have a lot of willpower. So it really became about setup, and that setup is what brought clarity back into my journey. And with some clarity, I was able to be more consistent. These are the mistakes that slowed my progress and completely reshaped how I approach my Weight Watchers journey. If you recognize even one of these mistakes from my journey and you're like, that resonates, that means you're already getting more aware. And we know that awareness comes before change. So you're on your way. What I want you to do is put in the comments our secret video emoji. We're going to put a little turtle in the comments. Bonus points if you tell me in the comments what mistake in this video hit home to you the most that you're going to like hone in on. Use our comment section as your own personal journal entry. And then hopefully you can read other people's journal entry and we can all thrive and collaborate with each other. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.